So guys, I wanted to talk a lot about actually the whole Bill C-11 thing and all of that. I know Vortex has a lot of questions and a lot of other people probably do. I've been holding off on making a video on just because there hasn't been enough information, and the content that's been out for it has been very open. But YouTube started or I should say it properly, Google started showing an ad on of their own that was 15 seconds long of all, unskippable, and is on C-11. For the record, anyone that doesn't know what C-11 is, it's a Canadian-only thing, so if you're American, unless you're interested in Canadian politics and all that BS, please don't bother watching this because it's totally irrelevant to you unless you happen to watch a Canadian YouTuber, in which case you might be interested in this anyways. So I'm going to read this because I haven't read this yet. I actually took this from my phone, but I haven't read it. So we're sharing more below, all Canadian creators and all that crap, and they actually have a petition. Now, there's only one reason I could think of why well, technically two reasons, but one of them sort of irrelevant, being as how bitchy YouTube's been in the past, over creators and content and stuff, as we all know. The only reason I could think of why they would defend creators is because of how, and I believe they actually mentioned in the second paragraph, because I saw it highlighted, but I don't know what it's actually retaining to. And my guess is that they're worried because there's a few massive Canadian content creators, gaming or otherwise, that are in Canada, and it makes them money, so they're worried about it. Because anyone that knows that's been on YouTube for the last 7 or 8 years, I think it's been that long at this point. It's definitely not 5 years. In somewhere around 2015, 2016, YouTube changed their AdSense policies. So many creators couldn't make money anymore. For the record, I had next to 0 subscribers, and I was making money off YouTube. I hadn't gotten a check yet because obviously you gotta make $100, but I was making money. So I was mad at that because I need them. And the amount of people that would have been cut off from that is quite amazing, actually, because I could do the math for what the because I was one of the smallest channels, if not the smallest one at the time, and I knew what I could do. Like, I knew what I could make at that time, and I knew what other people were probably making, you know, extrapolated from that. So I knew how much money YouTube was probably sacrificing because of that change, which makes me wonder just how, it made me wonder just how much these big YouTubers were making for us to be irrelevant to the process of YouTube making money from advertising. But I'm gonna read this and see what happens. For 15 years, YouTube has been connecting Canadians to the content they love from something to something. Our systems have, which by the way, I've never heard of those channels before. Systems have been designed to recognize and respect the needs of each of our users so that we're able to serve you the content that you want at the moment that you want. Earlier this year, the Online Streaming Act, Bill C-11, was introduced to Canada with the stated goal of supporting the creation and promotion of Canadian content. That's the exact opposite of what it does. We wholeheartedly support Canadian creators and Canadian storytelling, and we're proud of the work we've done to date to foster the creator economy in this country. I have minor dyslexia, excuse me. Like, seriously. I don't suck at reading. Trust me on that one. New research from Oxford Economics shows that in 2021, YouTube's creative ecosystem directly contributed 1.1 billion to Canada's GDP. I can't remember what the hell GDP stands for, I'll be honest with you. I used to. But 1.1 billion is a little bit of money, don't you think? This continued growth comes from access to an audience of billions, where Canadian creators can find an audience here at home and around the world. In fact, over 90% of watch time on Canadian channels comes from outside of— I knew it! That's why. That's why they give a shit. In all honesty, I can't pause that. Okay. For the record, 98% of my BeamNG videos from my original channel, because this is going up on the original channel mainly, but it's also going up on the vlog channel just for the hell of it. I kid you not, 98% of my BeamNG viewers were from Russia. Not even joking. 98% of them were from Russia. I was able to recognize some symbols. It was that con. There was maybe 1 or 2 for every 5 or 6 Russian viewers. And it was all age. We had everyone going from 8 years old to 42 years old, but it was mostly Russia. So, yeah. But what's deeply concerning is that the current version of the bill has the potential to disadvantage the Canadian creators who build their businesses on our platform and change the personalized experience of millions of Canadians who visit YouTube every day. Hey, got through a whole paragraph. Mind you, it was only 1 sentence. We have a responsibility to our Canadian viewers and creators to inform them of changes to their online experience, and we think it's worth standing up to our viewers' interests and creators' livelihoods. I almost messed that one up. Today we are sharing more about what we believe is at stake for Canadian creators. I am so tired of that gif. Let me explain why this is so important. Please do. Love to hear it. YouTube is a personalized experience for everyone, built on the principle of helping you find the videos you want to watch and will be valuable to you. By the way, they recently updated the homepage. I'm not sure about desktop, but on mobile they did. It's a bitch because it always it shows you a lot of content and channels that you've never seen, didn't know of, or don't care about. And usually for me so far, every single one of them, except for I think one, has been all three. So there's been a lot of channels that I've just straight up said don't recommend. I'm sorry, but I do not want to see Jake Paul. I have no idea where I was. There we go. We use, why did they start that sentence with, I'm sorry, I'm not critiquing, don't critique. And we use many signals to do this, including, why did they say critique? Oh my god. Including clicks, watch time, shares, likes, and more. This helps us introduce viewers to new content and creators they may not have thought to look for. In its current form, Bill C-11 would require YouTube to manipulate these systems and surface content according to CRTC's priorities rather than the interests of Canadian users. Put to practice, this means that when viewers come to the YouTube homepage to serve content the Canadian government regulator has prioritized rather than content they are interested in. That puts a new spin on it. See, this is one of the things that the other videos didn't inform on. So when you have the other videos, that's why I was waiting to even, if I was going to make a video, just learn about it and repeat the information, is because I did not know that. That one sentence puts a lot into perspective. When users are recommended content that is not personally relevant, they react by tuning out, skipping the video, abandoning the video, or even giving it a thumbs down. When our search and discovery systems receive these signals, they learn about that this content is not relevant or engaging for viewers, and then apply this on a global scale. That's bad. That was a sympathetic bad, by the way. This means that globally, Canadian creators will have a harder time breaking through and connecting with the niche audiences who would actually love their content. That directly hits the bottom line of Canadian creators, making it harder for them to build a sustainable business. Not that I have one, because you took it away from me. In the spring, we saw tens of thousands of Canadian creators raise their voices to share their concerns, but their concerns were not addressed. Yeah, it's because Trudeau's in charge of Canada, and how many people don't like him? Literally like 90% of the country. The only reason the guy's still in office is because the majority of the people whose votes are actually worth a crap live in the same province. Otherwise, it would be irrelevant. If anyone knows anything about the demographics of Canadian politics federally, we all screwed except for the people that vote for him, because the people that vote for him are the ones that actually matter. Demographic. It's stupid how, like, I could not vote. I could tell a whole province of BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and the 3 territories not to vote, and it would be irrelevant practically, if not irrelevant, from what I. Someone explain to me how the hell that's fair. There's no point in having a democracy for something like that when it's an irrelevant vote in the first place, because they're not making it irrelevant. It just happens to be irrelevant, which isn't fair by default, and it's not humans' fault. Who do you blame for something like that? Who do you go to fix that problem? Yeah, we know that there's a problem, and we can't do anything about it because there's no one to fire, there's no one to give a raise to, there's no one to promote, and unless you expect half of the people in this province to just literally ship their house to another province, it ain't gonna happen. Do that many people live in fucking Ontario and Ottawa and stuff that it just irrelevates the entire... Yes, I'm making a new word there. It just irrelevates the entire rest of the country, practically. Because I've voted before, I know how it works. It barely makes a pin dot here. In the spring, we saw tens of thousands of Canadian creators raise their voices to share their concerns, but their concerns were not addressed. No way. What's more, millions of Canadians are not even aware of the bill, or that their online experience could potentially change. Yeah, exactly, because there's not enough information out there, which is why I'm doing this. Really? This is the end? Respecting the individuality of every user who comes to our platform and meeting our unique needs is a key part of what makes YouTube so special. Does it make sense for a regulator to curate your experience on YouTube to reflect the government's priorities? No. We believe that that's a dictatorship or a republic. I can't remember what the hell a republic is, so I'm just... Nope, I'm not going there. I can't remember the definitions. We believe that the diversity of content creators and users is our strength, and we want to preserve the rich experience that Canadians enjoy today. This is a conversation that impacts so many YouTube creators, and Canadians must be made aware of what could change and given the opportunity to ensure their voices are heard. Open Media, a community-driven organization that works to keep the internet open, has done significant work in this space to keep Canadians informed on the bill. Canadian users and creators. If you want to add your voice to the conversation, you can sign Open Media's petition here. I love how it's not actually signed. Yeah, we screwed.